Welcome to the cutting room of Redmayne's, and thank you for dropping in to see our new ready-to-be-worn offerings. We're going to start with two classics, these fellas either side of me. When it comes to ready-to-wear, what you have to do is you have to buy what you least dislike, because ultimately you're not going to get exactly what you want, which is why we have made-to-measure and we have bespoke. That said, my experience is the vast majority of ready-to-wear garments look like ready-to-wear garments. It's been a bugbear of mine for years. Now then, we produce pretty good suits that people really like, and there's a few details why they're good suits. And I'm going to run through them with you, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about these new offerings here. First and foremost, we've just used a classic English worsted cloth. We've got a navy and we've got a grey, okay? There are two very simple styles. One is a typical Redmayne 3-roll to 2, slanted pockets on there. The other one is a more formal 2-button with straight flaps. Why have we started with these? Because quite frankly, these will be perfect in anybody's wardrobe. Now, what I hope you see, which is what we've tried to do, is these do not look like ready-to-wear garments. They have more of a bespoke look about them. And the reason for that is we've tried our best to make them look bespoke. The balance of the lapels, the details, the quality of the make, all fully canvassed, I'll come to that in a minute, all add up to a special product. Let's just talk about one in detail. The interesting thing about it is I'm not going to give a revelation about a suit jacket here or the trousers, because actually this is the sort of stuff, I'm afraid to say, I've been cutting for about 45 years. And if you bought something from Savile 50 years ago, it would look like this. But let's have a look at it closer in detail. It's an English grey. It's a bit Redmayne with the slanted pockets. They're not super slanted. It's a nice, elegant look. It's a 3-roll to 2. The lapels are quite generous. They're not super wide. We're not trying to make great statements. They're in proportion to the shoulders. The shoulder is natural, okay? We've got a nice bit of shape through the body. Of course, it's ready to wear, so some things we do a little bit more generously so that you can alter it yourself. That's the beauty of it. For example, when we make cuff buttons, we always do 2 real and 2 sham on our bespoke made to measure. For these, we're doing what are called 4 sham buttons, which basically means that you'll be able to alter them a lot easier at home using your local tailor. That's if you have to alter them. The interior of the garments is just like our bespoke. We just have ordinary jetted pockets, nothing fancy. Your label will be inside the pocket, okay? The lapel hole is a proper lapel hole of a decent size that you can actually put a flower in with a flower loop behind. The chest has got a little bit more drape in it. For what it's worth, this is a size 42 regular. I'm not quite a 42. I'm kind of like a 41, so it's a bit generous on me, but I will try it on and let you see it in a minute, okay? They have classic side vents, which is pretty much standard for us. And the real thing that just gives them that look is the shape, the softness, and the proportions. But it gets better. It does get better. Here's a 2-button. Again, very classic lines, very well proportioned. The waist button is at the right height. So many things are too high, okay? But if you look at these, they're flattering, they're lower. Slightly cut away, not too much, not too square. Same details, but the navy, we've made this a little bit more formal. It's 2 buttons with straight flaps. What's not to like, okay? A little bit sportier, this one, okay? But otherwise, super, super classic. Now then, the make. Everything that we produce is fully canvassed. You may know what that means, you may know not what it means, but I will give you a very brief outline. To fully canvas a garment by hand, is very laborious, is hard work, and if you get it wrong, it's a disaster. You get it right, it's perfect. These are fully canvassed, not by hand. We won't pretend that they are. They are machine canvassed, and I'm going to show you what's inside. But basically, there's a membrane goes right down to the very bottom, as if by magic, a little peep inside. It probably looks a bit of a mess. It's not supposed to, but it's the internal constructions of one of these. So we have obviously a little bit of soft chest canvas and such like in there, and a little bit of Demet. And this lapel, you can see it's all padded. Okay, it's machine padded, but when it's padded like that, the way it's shaped allows the lapel to always want to curve backwards and never to turn up. Okay, so we can't really see that, but you see all that padding down there? Now then, look at the canvas. It comes the full length all the way to the very bottom. And the more you wear this, the more it pulls in and shapes to your body. I mean, quite frankly, it's just beautiful because it's not glued together inside. This canvas is super light. Believe me, these will be the most comfortable clothing you've ever tried on. So it's not something you always get to see. You will find very few people will show you the internals of a garment because it just doesn't have this. It just doesn't have this traditional make to it. As I say, we could take a shortcut and we could make beautiful looking suits and we could make them differently, but you would know about it in 5 years' time. And in 5 years' time, we want you to feel happy about it. And this is the way to do it. Here's a very simple thing. If you look at other ready-to-wear garments, if they don't tell you it's fully canvassed, don't bother asking because it isn't. Okay? No chance. But that is the full canvas. And as you can see, it's separate. Okay? And it moves. The correct term for it is a floating canvas. Don't think that's going to make it hot and heavy. It isn't. This is one of the softest constructions we can do. What it does, though, is it gives the coat body, and it means that it lasts. And it means that the more you wear it, the better it feels, because the canvas, as you perspire, will shrink and mold and shape to your body, which is why bespoke clothing and our made to measure lasts a long time. And people get very attached to it because it's very comfortable. Think of the favorite shoes scenario, okay? The more you wear it, the more it becomes you, which is nice. The alternative is what we call a fused front or a half canvas, which is, as far as we can find out, is about 90-95% of the made-to-measure and ready-to-wear world. What does that do? Well, the other option gives you a nice clean suit, so it's on par with us, but it's the longevity that you have to think about. They don't get better with age. They get shabby with age. If it's fused all the way through, after a few trips to the dry cleaners and a sprinkle of the rain, the glue breaks down. It's basically glued together inside, okay? And when I show you what we do, you'll see it's not glued together inside. So you don't get a garment that gets better with age. You don't get a garment that lasts as long. Eventually, they look tired. The other thing is, it's a cheap way to make them. They get made quickly. To put it through a hot fusing press takes seconds. To put on a full canvas takes a lot longer. Let's put it that way. Now, let's have a little look at some of the other details in the trousers. Now, here's a pair of trousers. Rightly or wrongly, Redmayne has made the decisions for you. There are some things that are very traditional, and we have bit the bullet and thought, we're going to do that, which you won't generally find with a lot of people. First of all, they are all, both pairs, have no choice, are both English forward pleats, okay? So it's two pleats going forward. They're not super deep, but it's a nice, elegant look. It's not for everybody. We understand that. But you don't have to buy these, do you? But this is how we're making them. The interior will all have brace buttons fitted, nicely trimmed, very traditional hook and eyes, a metal zip, and turn-ups on the bottom. Okay? Now, of course, you can take turn-ups off, so that's what we want to do. The adjusters on the side are the proper half on the waist, half on the hip, traditional metal side strap adjusters. We've put slanted side pockets in, which is nice and easy, and everybody's used to it. But we do not put back pockets in. And I know a lot of you are going to say, well, Harry, you missed my back pocket. Well, you'll have to go to Suit Supply because we don't put them in. That is like we make a bespoke pair of trousers. Well, certainly 95% of them. Right, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you're excited. We're excited. We've tried to create something as well as we can that's classic and timeless. That's the objective, really. Of course, we've showed you it on a mannequin. We've done all sorts of things, but you might want to see it on me. This is where you can see my inner workings here and wires. This is a little bit big for me. It's a 42 regular, but I'll put it on, and I know if you're a regular viewer, you'll see me wearing things, so you get to have a look at this, won't you? Okay? So, and if you think your body's very similar to my fine physique, you'll know which one to order, won't you? So, well, let's try it on. The beauty of these is they feel like our bespoke and made to measure. There you have it. This is a 42 regular. It doesn't fit me perfectly. It's not supposed to, let's be honest. But I feel good in this. The armhole is high. It has a higher armhole, as high as we can do commercially. It's got the extra width in the chest in comparison to other 42s. I have tried on a lot of 42 regulars in the last year and a half, I'll tell you. But there you are. I have a dropped right shoulder, so we need to pull that up a little bit on me. There it is. You've seen enough bespoke, made to measure. Does this look like a proper British suit? Well, I think so. And it feels like it. So let me know what you think. That's what we've done this for. Let me know what you think. Thank you for watching. Take care. God bless and dress well.